So let's talk about your financials. How do you make money during this entire process?
Yeah, so I mean, I still do have YouTube videos. I mean, I make maybe one a month now, right? But the videos, like, I have videos from 3 or 4 years ago that are still getting views, so it's kind of weird. I mean, that my personal brand YouTube channel is still, like covers all the bills that I might need.
What is it making these days?
The ad revenue on it, definitely went down a lot because I don't post anymore.
Yeah.
So I think it's like 17 or 18 grand.
That's-
in 20
Wow,
days.
that's
That's
good.
incredible.
Yeah.
Really? I thought
That's
you guys were gonna.
really no. That's really good.
gosh, to post once a month.
Yeah, and
Make
making a
18
killing. Like
grand.
that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, I can show you if you want. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's just like old videos that.
Last time I remember, we had you on about a year ago, maybe, and I think you were doing like 40 50 a month on your channel back then.
Yeah.
And you were
So-
posting like every other week, I think, or every like
Probably
third
about,
week.
yeah.
And you're
back
also
then.
making
Yeah,
like
let's see.
totally different content, like not
Right.
money content.
Yeah, it doesn't make as
Whoops,
much.
oops, sorry.
Because I just kind of wanted to go for the lifestyle content that I wanted to make, and I kind of just do the channel for fun now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're making content like the top books that I want to.
Yeah, it's just whatever I wanna do, like,
I live in my truck or whatever. Like
yeah,
all that content.
I feel like I would get bored with it if I was making the same content that I was making 2 or 3 years ago.
This is awesome. I mean, you're living by the saying like it's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yeah. I mean, hey, the way I look at it is like as long as I'm in the green every month, and as long as revenue's growing every month, then I'm cool.
Is it still growing every month?
Not my personal brand necessarily, but in total, just from any other stuff that's going on.
Any other stuff?
Well, yeah, tell us about this
what's
other
this-
stuff
yeah.
that's going on.
Yeah, there's just always projects, like I have some other channels I've been working on.
Really?
Yeah, outsourcing and
Wait a second. What other channels? I thought you only had one channel.
Well, he has the Nate O'Brien show, right?
oh yeah,
Or the other one.
I do have that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then don't you have one with your brother?
I do. Yeah, I have that one too. Yeah, and then I have a yeah.
That's all of them?
No, tell us about the other channel. You're holding something back.
No, I'm not holding anything back. I'm just there's definitely like I'm always working on something, right?
Yeah.
So like I'm not gonna just sit around and do nothing. So there's always like investments and things. I've just been spending a lot more time doing like active investments
Right.
and just other ways to make money,
Yeah. I know you went in on the AMC BlackBerry Nokia thing, right? You comfortable talking about that?
Yeah, I can talk about that. Yeah, that was fun.
I don't know about this.
Yeah.
What is it?
And Build-A-Bear too.
Build-A-Bear.
yeah.
Wait a
Build-A-Bear-
second. Yeah.
Build-A-Bear, yeah, that was probably one of my better trades that I've made.
So tell us a little bit about what happened there.
Yeah. Walk us through the very beginning,
okay,
how you
okay.
found it, where you
Okay.
saw it. Let's hear this.
So it started with Brian Jung called me up one day. It was January, like early January, and he's like, "Nate, there's something brewing. Look at GameStop. It's like going up, 10% every day." And he was like, still, I don't know what the price of GameStop was at the moment, but it was just brewing on Wall Street Bets. It was picking up steam, and then we started to look at it, and we realized AMC was next.
Why? How do you realize AMC was next?
You could just see it brewing. Like it's so hard to.
Right,
Okay.
right.
First of all, I'm not just a degenerate gambler. I have two like portfolios. I have my real like investment portfolio, and then I have my sort of like swing trade sort of
Gambler.
gambling
Yeah, yeah,
portfolio.
yeah.
I guess you
Okay.
could say.
All right.
It's like a lot smaller. but-
Speculative.
yeah, speculative. That's
My
the
risky
word for
portfolio.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
And so we saw it brewing with AMC, and it was like $3 a share. This was like so early on, and we just were like, I can't believe we found this. Like it's gonna pop. So what happened is I then put in, like, I was so confident on it. I put in an order for 60,000 shares.
So what?
$180,000.
We'll
Wait.
round it up to
Hold on.
200 grand.
So,
Yeah.
so I put in an order for 60,000 shares of AMC, went to bed, and I think it was a market order. But then like I woke up in a panic at like 5 a.m, and I was like, I cannot do this. This is like too much speculation here. So I canceled the order, changed it to 6,000 shares. Yeah, I know. And so I think if those 60,000 shares, if I would have actually bought those at $3, that would have been went from $3 to peaked at like $60 a share, right? So it would have been what, like
20x. So
yeah, it would have been
million.
like a few million.
Yeah, but you can never look at it like
Yeah,
that because
right.
you wouldn't have sold it necessarily.
You're
the
lucky
big-
you still got in.
Yeah, I got in so early. I got lucky with that. Yeah, Nokia and BlackBerry. I think I post those on like my close friend story sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't publicize it to like my followers because don't want to like
influence people.
Yeah, I don't want to influence people, and it's because it's my speculative portfolio. It's really like, yeah, I'm not going to publicize that. I think also Chris Camillo, right? He made like $1 million or $2 million off of that trade as well. Like he did the same thing. He bought AMC like so early on, and then it like so you can just see it. Like you can see it coming up.
So what did you sell the AMC at? Are you still holding it?
This was after the little fiasco with the brokerage companies, saying, "Oh, we're gonna like outbound only. We're only allowed to sell."
Yeah.
So I kind of like got hurt by that, but I don't know exactly how much I made. I mean, it was I probably sold it for like $10, $12 maybe a share. Definitely profit because I got in so early.
Right.
I mean, so many people lost so much money. And I think just like as a side note, if you got like as a good indicator too of when to get out of any type of like swing trade or meme trade, just whenever Dave Portnoy buys, that's when you sell. That's when you're at the top. Like with SafeMoon, remember he was like, I'm going all in on SafeMoon. Next day down like 70%.
You know what I think it is? Yeah, that's a good indicator. By the time it ends up on CNBC, it's too late.
Yeah.
Always CNBC. CNBC was the front page headline everywhere when Robinhood went up to like $70 a share.
Mm-hmm.
That was the peak of the market right there.
Yeah, and it's like really tough. That's why it's my speculative portfolio, because there's definitely like a certain amount of like, you can have a good hunch, you can have a good understanding of it, you think, but it's still like you got to be on the right side of the momentum.
What did that portfolio start at? Like, what was the amount that you put in? You're like, this is how much I'm gonna risk.
It was probably like a couple $100,000.
Okay.
Like it was both. Yeah, like most of that portfolio when I started, it was like I'm dedicating this. It was like that 180 I was gonna do for AMC.
Yeah.
So it's like about what it started with, probably 200.
And then now, what's it worth?
Okay, so interesting. So it definitely it went up to like a few $100,000 after the whole thing. Like it still ended up in the green. Not as much as I was at like peak. I was up I think I doubled my money on Nokia in like 5 minutes. It went from $4 to $8 a share, and I made like 136 grand on that. And then it came down. But okay, so then eventually I was up maybe like 100,000 or so, just estimated. And then the meme stuff died down. I sold before, like, didn't get left holding the bag on that. And then you could see it brewing again in like April and May. I remember I was on the subway in New York, and I just overheard these transit workers talking about AMC coming back. And so I then went back and bought 12,000 shares of AMC at like $9 a share in May, after it came all the way back down.
Yeah.
Sold it at 11, and then I bought Build-A-Bear with the money that I used for AMC.
Wow. So you're just browsing
I sound like
Wall
a
Street
gambler
bets
here, but this
all
is,
day, yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, this is really just like the fun portfolio
right.
that like,
Be reasonable, everyone. Definitely.
Yeah. But also like there are certain times when you just like, you have such high conviction on something. And I've really watched a lot of the Dumb Money guys videos. I think it's really great. And Chris has some great points. And there's times when you just have like such like strong conviction on something, like with Build-A-Bear, which sounded crazy at the moment, before they released their earnings, back in May. But I think it's good to go in pretty heavy when you have like really strong confidence on something.